Hello everyone. Thought I'd just do another part to my injection pump with the zexel, obviously. Just thought I'd start with this. Pretty sure it's, don't get me wrong, allegedly a return plunger. Now, if you have the pump facing this way up, like you don't actually have to take the pin out or anything like that. You can just replace these O-rings by just taking these covers off, replace the O-ring. And this is the only side. Obviously, I've loosened it. Prepared earlier. So this is obviously the tricky side because it's got little spacing shims in it and a spring also, which is the same spring that was putting tension on that pin that I was taking out in the previous video. Anywho, so I'll just take this cover off, and this is also the next culprits that usually leak as well. Pretty easy. Top of that spring usually got 3 shims. It's just your, the amount of shims you need for your adjustment. But obviously this pump was working well with 3 in here and got 1 down the bottom there, if you can see it. So anyway, all I do is just replace that washer. Pop, clean, obviously clean it. But also, while I've got that out, is check how free this plunger is and if there's any damage scratches on the plunger itself. If all you're dealing with is a leak and you just don't want to touch that, then just fine, I'd just replace the seal. Obviously clean the area, put some oil around your seal back in. Don't do what I'm doing right now because I'm yes, anyway. Yep, obviously chuck your spring back in, and you can quickly just whack that over with your 3 shims on the inside of this with your 1 shim on the inside of the plunger. That's how it was, so that's how I put it back. And yes, obviously, as I said, so oil everything up first and make sure it's all nice and clean, dust free. Spray the shit out of it with brake clean, it's fine. I'm not going to finger tighten these anyway because I'm going to flip it upside down, get to the other section. So yeah, should actually show you by actually taking that plunger out and pulling that pin out that I failed to do so in the last video. It's going to be a bit more tricky trying to show you that. So I'll just have to leave it on me vise like that. Well, this side usually only has the O-ring, and you can see the head of the plunger from this side. Hopefully that camera's focused. Last time I did a video it wasn't. Sorry about that. Yeah, so obviously, and you can even see on here, you can see the wear where it's got the ring mark. So you can sort of tell that that goes at the bottom, where it's actually facing the hole. It's an easy way to tell. And that there's your plunger, and that there, all you want to do is just, you can get a little fine flathead screwdriver and pop that bloody washer out and replace that. I don't really want to do much damage to these because they actually are new O-rings, washer O-rings. So it's already been replaced. Plus all the plungers being cleaned. I could actually just quickly pop that plunger out and just show you. There's one thing you also want to check as well, that that's running freely. Now you can also see how it goes back together. I'll do it like that. You just can't see it, but anyway, I'll quickly. You obviously know what it looks like, so I've just showed you. So just be careful of those shims in the spring. Jump out at you. Plus, yeah, have something laying down, you don't want to drop those. As also said in the last video too, if you're putting anything together back, you know, like upside down, and everything you're putting back in there, you want to, especially the plunger, you want to cover that in oil. Just use your engine oil, it's fine. Or even I use grease if I've got to put something in upside down, if it's got to hold a spring or anything upside down. Grease works perfectly. Alright, so I'll just take all those out again. Down this side. Take the O-ring out. Alright, you can see down inside here there's that, excuse me, other shim. And you can see how nicely that moves beautifully. And as you can see, that's that pin that we pulled out before. Well, tried to pull it out, unsuccessful. So now we'll just get some pliers. Now, because there's no tension on that, I should be able to pull that shaft out. Oh, it's got to be obviously facing the right way. It's not going to come out like that. Right. So that's that pin right out now. Then you can take the plunger out. So that's a good way to take it out, clean it. Just be careful when you take it out because it's also got this which aligns with that pin. Okay. Make sure that's nice and free too. Wrong hole. Been there before. Yeah, so make sure that's nice and free too. You want to clean all that out and have that nice and smick. But yeah, it's not that hard. It's quite simple. Put it back the same way. Take photos as you do it. That way you get it, you know, back in the same spot. So yes, well that's the plunger side to it. You should be able to see down there. I mean, I'd give everything a clean out, brake clean, blast it out with the air compressor. Put some new O-rings in. As I said, if you're just replacing the O-rings because your O-rings are leaking, you don't have to take the whole plunger out. Just replace the O-rings. If your car's running, you know, don't break, don't fix it. Just fix what's necessary. You have to dig deep until it actually does happen. Then you can dig deep. But until then, just it's nothing wrong with your pump. It's just the seal gone. So yes. Anyway, so that goes for now until the next video in a month's time because I've been slack. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks heaps for the views and everything else. So yeah.